Hello and welcome to this month's collective portal reading. So each month I connect into the energetic gateways created by repeating number sequences, what we often refer to as portal days. I don't personally see these portals as creating something new, rather they amplify what is already ready to shift, heal, transform, or emerge within our lives. So this particular 7-7 gateway carries themes of intuition, inner wisdom, spiritual alignment, trust, and divine timing. It often arrives when we're being invited to listen more deeply to ourselves and reconnect with the wisdom that already exists within. To me, the energy of the 7-7 portal feels less about seeking answers outside of ourselves and more about remembering what we already know, encouraging us to slow down, to really tune in and trust the guidance that is quietly trying to make its way through. And before we begin, I'd just like to remind you that it doesn't matter when you listen to this reading, whether you're listening on the portal itself or discovering this recording weeks, months, or even years from now. Trust that you've found your way here for a reason. There is something within this message for you. Energy isn't bound by time, and the themes, insights, and frequencies connected to this gateway can be received whenever you feel called to listen. So as always, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. For this particular reading, I explore 3 questions. What emotional and energetic key is opening for the collective through the 7-7 portal? What soul pattern is gently rebalancing within the collective? And how can we best embody and support this energy moving forward? So let's see what wanted to come through for us today. As I connected into the energy of this gateway and asked what emotional and energetic key is opening for the collective through the 7-7 portal, the card I pulled was Argonite, card number 27. And immediately I felt a strong sense that this portal is about bringing solutions. Not necessarily instant answers or overnight change, but a shift in perspective that allows us to see possibilities where perhaps we had only been seeing challenges. So there is a feeling that many people may have spent recent weeks trying to work something out. You may have found yourself searching for clarity or questioning what comes next, or wondering how something will unfold. Or perhaps it's trying to force an answer that simply hasn't arrived yet. Yet the energy surrounding this gateway feels different. So rather than drawing our attention towards the problem itself, it seems more about inviting us to become more available to the solution. What I kept hearing was the words, the answer already exists. The answer already exists. So whether that answer arrives through intuition, a conversation, an opportunity, a synchronicity, or simply a new way of looking at the situation, this portal feels as though it's opening the door to greater clarity. Now, when we work with the beautiful Argonite, and it is a stunning crystal to work with, it's really connected to our sacral chakra. So this is our energy center associated with creativity, flow, and possibility. So rather than forcing outcomes, this card encourages us to remain open and adaptable and willing to explore options that may sit outside our usual way of thinking. There's a real beautiful reminder here that sometimes the solution is not something we need to create. Sometimes it is something we simply need to become available enough to receive, almost like needing to surrender. And moving on to the second deck, asking the soul pattern, which is gently rebalancing within the collective, I had 2 cards that jumped out, so I honored them both. The first one was passion, and the second one was belief. So the moment I saw these cards side by side, it really felt as though they were telling the same story. So when we look at passion, passion speaks of what lights us up. It speaks of our dreams and our desires, ideas and possibilities that awaken something within us. It is the energy that reminds us of who we are and what matters the most. It reflects those things we feel drawn to, often without fully understanding why. Yet alongside passion sits belief, And this feels like the deeper healing currently taking place within the collective. Many people already know what excites them. Many people already know what they would love to create, experience, or move towards. Yet somewhere beneath that sits uncertainty, a questioning of whether we are capable, whether we are worthy, whether we have what it takes, or whether it is truly possible for us. So the belief card speaks of self-worth, gifts, talents, and our connection to source. And what's really beautiful is this card is card number 11. So there is this added angelic energy that comes with that card. And together, these cards suggest that the collective is currently healing the gap between desire and trust. So it feels as though the soul is remembering that our passions are not random. The things that repeatedly capture our attention, excite us, or continually calling us forward often contain important clues about the path we are here to walk. Sometimes they reveal that our gifts want to be expressed. Sometimes they reveal that the healing wants to occur. And sometimes they simply remind us who we truly are. So it really feels like a restoration of self-belief, a remembering of our gifts, a remembering of our value, and perhaps more importantly, a remembering that we can trust ourselves more than we have been. As I moved into the final deck and asked how the collective can best embody and support this energy during the 7/7 portal, I had 2 cards again that flew out of the deck. Change of scenery and I am loved, I am love, connected to the root chakra. Now these are beautiful light codes, so I have channeled the energy of these cards into this reading, so you will be receiving that. And it is from the Light Code of Apothecary deck from Izzy Ivy, and it is such a potent and powerful deck, hence why I love to use it within this collective card reading. What I love about this guidance is how practical and grounded it feels. After all the reflection and the growth and the inner processing taking place, Spirit doesn't appear to be asking us to push harder or to strive for more. Instead, we're really being invited to see things differently. So for some people, this may literally mean spending time somewhere new, taking a different route home, getting out into nature, or stepping away from the routines that have become automatic. How many times have you driven home from work and then you arrive at home and you think, I can't even remember driving home? So change things up a bit. Even book a mini holiday, whatever town you live in, go and book a motel and have a night away and just treat it like an experience. So however energetically this feels, it really does feel like an invitation to shift the way we are viewing our lives. If you have been focusing on what isn't working, perhaps it's time to notice what is. Really be grateful for the blessings that you have in your life. It is such an important foundation of abundance, is to really be thankful for what we already have. If you've been focusing on what is missing, perhaps it's time to acknowledge what is already present. If you've been focusing on obstacles, perhaps it's time to become more curious about possibilities. Sometimes all it takes is a shift in perspective for a solution to reveal itself. So alongside this beautiful message sits the I am loved and I am love, and obviously connected to the root chakra. So while the 7/7 gateway is often viewed as a highly spiritual portal, connected to intuition and wisdom and higher guidance, Spirit seems to be bringing this energy back down into the body, so back down into everyday life. And the root chakra itself, it governs safety, belonging, stability, and our sense of being supported in the world. So the message here is not simply to trust your intuition, it is to trust that you are supported enough to act on it. And there's a beautiful reminder that you do not need to prove your worth, earn your worthiness, or become someone different before you can move forward. You already are loved. You are already supported. You are already connected. From that place of safety and self-trust, it becomes much easier to follow the guidance that is emerging and to take you to that next step that you're being shown. So as I bring this reading together, the message of the 7/7 gateway feels beautifully clear. This portal feels like a remembering that there is a solution available, even if we cannot see it. It's a remembering that our passions often point us towards our next step. A remembering that we are far more resourceful, capable, and resilient than we sometimes give ourselves credit for. And perhaps the most important is that we do not need to become someone new in order to move forward. We just simply need to trust who we already are. So trust that you are exactly where you're meant to be at this point in time. And really, if there is something going on for you, take a step back and look at it with different glasses on and see if you can find a solution. Sometimes we're so ingrained in what's going on that if we actually take a step back, we can come up with a solution that may be really beneficial. And that brings me to the conclusion of our beautiful portal reading today. If you would like to explore what is personally unfolding within your own energy, this collective reading has been inspired by the same framework I use within my 9 keys of alignment reading. So this reading offers a personalized insight into the themes, opportunities, challenges, and energetic shifts unfolding within your life over the next coming 3 weeks. So if that resonates for you, you'll find that 9 keys of alignment under card readings on my website. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I really look forward to connecting with you again next month for the 8/8 Lionsgate portal, one of my absolute favorite gateways of the year, and I will be doing something really special and energetically empowering. So watch the space. Until then, take care of yourself, trust what is unfolding, and remember that the answers you seek may already be closer than you realize. Sending you an abundance of blessings. This was Lorijane.